How's it going, everybody? Ecom Tom here, back with another video. And this video is one I probably should have made a while ago about why I stopped doing retail dropshipping altogether. You heard it correctly. In this video right here, right now, I no longer have any retail dropshipping, anything going on in any of my stores across any platforms that I'm doing. In this video, I'm gonna tell you why. So be sure to smash the like button. Probably should have made this about a couple months ago when I really stopped doing it. But I've been busy with other projects and I just wanted to update everybody on what I'm doing. This is gonna be kind of a long form ramble, I guess. I have some notes right here on my phone in front of me, but yeah. So if you've been a longtime fan, don't be shocked or alarmed. It's kind of been something I've been talking about for a while, ever since probably February of like 2019 or 2020 maybe. Started talking heavily about wholesale dropshipping, how it's the way to go. After eBay pretty much made all the changes in 2019 about how you can't do retail drop shipping, we found ways around it and they still work, don't get me wrong. It's just, to me, it's been something where I'm like, all right, how much longer are we going to do this? And you can still do it. There's still people doing it. There's still people absolutely killing it. We still have students doing it. Just me personally, it's just nothing that I want to be doing anymore. One note that I've written down here is I've been doing this since 2017. It's now almost 2022. That's a long time. That's almost it's like 4+ years that I've been doing this, and eventually it just gets old. The one thing about this business model is the fact that it doesn't actually really build you anything. It gets you money, don't get me wrong. You can make good money doing this. Like the first year I ever did this, I did $1.3 million in sales on eBay. Low profit margin, but the amount of cash back I got that year was literally close to like the salary I was making as an engineer. Yes, you can make money, but you're really not building towards anything, like I was saying. Like you're really not. You're not building a brand. You're not building relationships with suppliers. You're not getting better prices because of those relationships. You're literally just, as my business partner calls it, you're like recycling online internet cans. It's basically what you're doing. You're getting your 5 cents here, your 10 cents there, not that low, but you understand what I'm talking about. You're making a profit off of people not really being bright enough to price check elsewhere. And that's perfectly fine. Like I understand that. That's what we've been doing for a while now, but it's really nothing that I want to keep doing. And to add on to it, there's just a lot of other issues. Well, first off, I'm going to talk about it's not allowed on eBay. They've explicitly said that since 2019. It's not allowed on Amazon. They've explicitly said that for longer than 2019. Can you still do it on both of them? Yes. And retail dropshipping, for those of you that are watching that don't know, that's like Walmart onto Amazon, Walmart onto eBay, Amazon onto eBay, things like that we've been talking about for a while now, and that my channel was originally basically focused on. And obviously things change, times change, and channels do evolve over time. And if I lose subscribers or followers because of this, I completely understand. And I wish you all well, but it's something where, I can't. The part of making YouTube videos is to just, show my journey or express kind of what I've been doing, or, it's kind of an outlet for me. And if I'm talking about things that I don't like or I don't really do anymore or don't want to do, then, it's not really worthwhile. That's why I haven't been making as many videos, but I've also been focusing on a lot of other things. So another thing I wrote down here is that it's hard to deal with these suppliers. You're dealing with like Walmart, which I haven't done Walmart for years now. But even some of the other ones I was using, like webstrons.com, I don't even think I've openly, explicitly said that on a free YouTube video, but there you go. Webstron store, they were pretty damn good, but there was also some issues with them that just leads to things being, just over time, it just weighs down on you. And yes, you can have VAs that are like covering all of this and they know how to really get around this stuff, but there's always going to be issues that you have to take care of that maybe a VA can't handle. And even if a VA can handle, you're like, wow, this is just, what's the point of this? Because, for example, with Webstrons, if somebody reports a damage item, then if they report it after 5 days, then they're like, oh, you can't do that, yada, yada, yada. You have to basically make sure your customer opens up the box right away, checks to make sure it's not damaged, and then, you're good to go at that point. But if, say, it's 25 days later within the return policy, but then they say that it showed up damaged, then at that point in time, you're kind of scheming, saying, oh, I'll just take a return, and you're sending back a damaged item. There's ways around it. Don't get me wrong. There's always ways around it, but it's really nothing. It's not honest all the time, and it's really nothing that you want to be dealing with. With wholesale suppliers, I don't have this written down, but I'm going off the cuff. With wholesale suppliers, you talk with them, you set up an account with them, the whole purpose is to build a relationship. Whether you get accepted by them and you realize, okay, well, based off, they don't always give you all the information up front. So, okay, after getting all this information, price-wise, your shipping and handling policy, your return policy, maybe you guys aren't the best fit for me. And then you move on. But once you get a good group of the ones that you like, then you're always in contact with the same people. Oh, let me put an order in with so-and-so. Some of them are small where you're emailing in your orders, and then you're always talking to the same people, and they know you and you know them, and they might only have 10, 20 other people that are suppliers for them. So they need to really build up a relationship with you. At that point in time, you have a much more pull. It's much more of a business back and forth relationship than you just selling a bunch of Walmart items online. Walmart doesn't even know who you are. They could give two shits less who you are, and they don't condone 100% what you're doing. So that's why, we've been moving more into the wholesale dropshipping space. I've been talking about this for a while now, but even more so in the last 3 to 4 months, it's been, high ticket dropshipping, specifically with Shopify, running Google ads. So that's one thing that I plan on really focusing and pivoting towards, with the majority of this channel's content. Well, I still make content on wholesale, on eBay and stuff like that, yes, but I feel like I've already covered enough of that to the point where nothing's really gonna change. And the biggest change next that could come is if eBay says, hey, you're not allowed to dropship, which I don't see coming in the future, but who knows? So, why do I like the wholesale high ticket drop shipping? And it's mainly because, like I said earlier, you're dealing with suppliers that are usually much smaller. And some people are afraid to, put some money up front because, you're not always going to get the money from the customer right away from Shopify. So you will have to usually use a credit card or your own money in order to buy these items. And if they're a couple $1,000s, then people are afraid to do so. So there's a barrier entry because of that. They're usually larger items. They have to go via freight. There's a little bit more work in that aspect. But because of that, you're cutting out a lot of the people that don't want to do that. You're driving traffic to your store with Google ads, so you don't have to, you're forcing the traffic to your store. It's not like you have to, hope it comes because of SEO or whatever. And then at that point in time, it's the same thing. You have less fees, but you're spending the money that you would spend on fees if you're selling on eBay or Amazon. You're spending that money on ads. So it ends up being pretty damn similar. Yes, and the number one thing about it is there's so much more customizability. You can do bundles, or you can do this, or you can add all these different apps, and it's oh, well, this app does this, and this helps my conversion rate. To me, it's much more mentally stimulating, creatively, mentally. It's more of a challenge, I think. It's much more fun. It's a new thing. And I've been seeing some pretty decent results in the first month and a half that we've really been running one of the stores. It got $10,000 in sales. But it might sound like a lot, but that's legitimately only 6 orders. It may have been less than that. I think it's 6 or 7. So, one of the orders is almost $4,000. I made a video on it the other day. So you're making much more profit without having to do as much work. You don't have to really, although you don't want to rely on this, you don't have to really follow any of these cancellation policies or things like that, which, you do want to make sure your items are in stock, or you're promising that they are in stock, and they are. But you don't have to hit the metrics that the defined set metrics that eBay and Amazon have. And if you don't, then you could get in trouble for this or that, or maybe somebody reported the metrics incorrectly or reported you for something, and now you're getting screwed over. You don't really have to deal with that as much. Yes, there's other things that could screw you over. Things where people are running up your Google ads or your clicks, or fraudulently clicking, or other things like that, where there's other issues to be had. There's always going to be issues that you have to navigate around, but it's kind of where we're going, where we're heading. And the last thing here is that you're building a brand. Although you don't necessarily own these items, you're building a brand around it. And can you do that on eBay? Yes. I pretty much branded my eBay store pretty well, I would say, to where I realized I was getting repeat customers. But with Shopify, you not only do you have your own website, your own brand, your own logo, you're also getting their emails. You can send out email blasts. You can, hit them back up. As I said in a couple of videos ago, I don't even know when, you only own 2 things on the internet really, and that's your domain name and your email list. So the more emails you get, now you can send out more emails, and now you already marketed them back in the day, but now this is free marketing. Now you're making sales off that. Especially if it's a niche store, then people are going to want to come back, be like, oh, well, that was the store where I bought this. So now I'm going to go see if they have this, which is also close to that, something that I'm interested in. Where more the general store approach doesn't always have that. And we've tried both, and I think we're going to go more towards the niche. But yeah, and then you're also working towards something like years and years of drop shipping. Say you only do Amazon or Walmart onto eBay. Let's say Walmart on eBay for 4 years. make some good money. Maybe you're even making $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 a month. We had some students telling me even recently that they're still making like almost close to $10,000 profit a month doing this. What are you building towards? You know, you can't sell that later. Well, who are you going to sell that to? Somebody, you try to tell like a company like Empire Flippers that sells like e-commerce companies that you're trying to sell your Walmart onto eBay dropshipping store, they'll laugh at you. They'll completely laugh at you. You could maybe sell it to somebody on like a Facebook group or in a Facebook group or something, but you're not going to get like an investor to come in and buy it. Like investors are going into like FBA brands and Shopify brands right now, and they're actually going in and buying a lot of companies for a lot of money, and they don't usually know what the hell they're doing, so they're going to charge you a lot more. They're going to pay a lot more than and probably screw up. Who knows? It doesn't matter though at that point. You're going to get brand loyalty. You're going to get people that want to come back, and you're spending your time working towards something where for the last year or so, although I'm making good money doing it, I've always felt like I'm spending my time working towards really nothing because I can't sell this off later. I can't really do anything with it. Yes, I am making money. It's allowing me to live my life. I've been traveling for the last 10 months or whatever. Yes, that's great. It's awesome. But also for me, it's like, where does this go in the future? So I hope this wasn't too much of a rant. I don't even know how long I've been going. My camera doesn't tell me. But basically that's that. No more retail dropshipping. Even with Facebook, we plan to get heavier into Facebook shops. They've been having some issues, but we're only gonna do wholesale there. eBay, we're only gonna do wholesale. Amazon, honestly, we've slowed down on. We're really just trying to go towards FBA in the future. And then Shopify is really what I've been spending the majority of my time on, really trying to deeply learn it as quickly as possible. Yes, I do know a lot about dropshipping, but Shopify in itself is a completely different beast. It's not like going from Amazon on and then selling on Walmart, which is just setting up the same software on a different platform, learning what fees they charge, and then it's pretty much the same thing. Shopify is definitely a huge different beast because of the fact that you have to learn the ads and everything like that, which is really a lot more. Designing your website, actually like making things look nice and make people want to buy and make it not seem sketchy or scammy and really build up their trust. Things like that you don't have to do on eBay or Amazon. So I've been having to learn a lot of that, and I've really enjoyed it. So that's pretty much the path that we're going. If you have any questions about, Shopify or anything like that you want me to make videos on, I'm an open book on that because that's kind of where I want to be focusing the majority of my time on in the future. And yeah, so hopefully this video wasn't too alarming. If anybody gets upset, I'm sorry that I upset you, but times change, things change. Like I said, people change, and you can't always be doing the same thing. You always have to be evolving, changing with the times, and retail dropshipping is just not something that I want to put my time and effort into any longer. 28, what day is it? Tomorrow, actually, at the date of recording this. 28 now. Started this when I was 23, I believe. 22, 23. No, I was 22. No, I was 23. I have no idea. Yeah, I was definitely 23, I think. Either or, it doesn't really matter. And it's been a while. It's been a good run, and it's just something that now at this point in time I want to move into something a little bit more legitimate, something about that if I build and spend years on, that maybe I could sell off and never really have to work too much again, which I hope is kind of people's goals here, not just recycling internet cans for the rest of their life. If it fits what you want to do, go ahead and keep doing it. I've noticed a lot of people still want to keep doing it. Maybe like the older crowd that's a little bit less, a little bit more risk averse, that's happy with making a couple extra $1,000s a month on the side, isn't really looking to build a big empire or a big brand or anything like that. It's perfect. It works for you. I completely understand. But for somebody that's younger, has time to spend on other things, really wants to build something large, massive, and an empire of sorts, it's just not something that fits the lifestyle that I'm trying to live in the future. So that's that. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Smash the like button, subscribe, or if you don't even want to anymore, unsubscribe. I understand. And yeah, stay tuned for other videos related to Shopify dropshipping because that's really what I've been focusing on. And hopefully you join me on the journey and you enjoy it as well. So I enjoyed making these. I enjoy making videos that, are something that stimulate me. And this is kind of what helps me do YouTube and other things like that and get this information out there, is doing things and always changing, always showing the new things that I'm doing, because the old things get boring to me, and especially if they're nothing that I really want to do anymore. So that's that. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I'll see you in the next video.